It's Election Day 2020, and I spent the day out here at Parkway Middle School, one of the Super Poll locations, talking to people about why it was so important they voted this year. I talked with Trump supporters, Biden supporters, and you'll hear from those in the interviews ahead. But the main consensus was that people felt it was more important than ever to hand their ballot in person this year. Now, of course, voting looks a little bit different in 2020. Social distancing, hand sanitizer, people are able to vote from their cars if they can't come inside. But still, it was clear that no matter the obstacle, voting this year was a necessity.
Well, I vote in every election, but at the same time, I will tell you that yes, this election feels more important than most.
This year, definitely, there are higher stakes involved.
This year, I just made an extra effort to make sure I got in the booth and actually saw that ballot go in there.
I believe that this is the most important election that we have ever had. And so I'll do anything to make sure that everybody in my family votes. This is my husband, Terry. He's going to vote in the car because he's unable to get out of the car.
I'm from Japan originally, and this is my first time I voted it. It's 2020, it's my special day, I didn't have any voting right in Japan, so I was very, very excited voting. And I studied last night with my husband, which is a really good experience for me to learn what this country needs and what kind of a leader we're looking for.
Voting is the only free thing we really have left, right? Everything else we get taxed on. We have all these rules and regulations, and they continue wanting to add more and more, but we can vote. Voting's free.
I mean, we're a nation with somewhat, you have a lot of division. With the COVID, brings about a lot of different emotions, and people are just very passionate about where the United States is going and who's the best qualified leader and directing this nation.
We want change, better future for the kids. We like what our president is doing now, and we want it to continue. No lies, no deceit.
Can I be honest? Getting rid of Trump. Because I feel that Trump has really done a disservice to our country, and I'm petrified about him being in office for 4 more years. I feel there's civil unrest. I'm scared.
I don't want a socialist country. I don't want that. So I'm sticking what we have, and I think there's more of us hiding, and I think it's time for us to be louder this time. And I don't want the socialist, and I think if Biden comes, it's going to be Harris that's actually going to be the one taking over. And I don't want to go that way. I don't think we're ready for a female president, and I'm all for female lib and everything, but we're not ready for that yet. And, I'm sorry I may be putting us back 100 years. We're too emotional, and I'm not ready for that.
In that regard, our country is certainly backwards. There are women leaders all over the world. We can't believe what's going on in the country. Black lives do matter. And again, we need to have somebody that's not taking a playbook out of Putin's advice. We're hoping for a landslide for the Dems so that Trump doesn't have the opportunity to steal the election again.
I'm hopeful for a certain outcome. I'm hopeful for Joe Biden to win, and I'm also just kind of nervous either way, whichever way it goes, yeah.
This time, it's definitely important to vote. I'm not trying to have people here illegally getting more than our veterans do, and that's why I'm voting the way that I vote, and I don't want to have an agenda pushed on me or my children that's taken away from our biblical rights.
They're all important. I paid life, blood, sweat, tears in the Navy to earn. Yes, you're born with it, but far too many people fail to use it, and then they bitch and moan and complain about what happened. Oh my God, did you vote? No, no. Shut up.
We have read all along. We have had debates all along. We've had issues that were more important to my son. We've had some that would affect my husband more, some that I was more passionate about. We read, we listened, then we debated. And we sat together and we went through all of the things that were printed as well, and we filled out all of our ballots, and we voted not always identical, but we voted for what was in our hearts.
The division is there. It's there. It's there all over the nation, and I think that's something that, I would never want to hurt or put anything that's hurtful towards anybody else because of how they voted or what they believe.
The scene was pretty calm all day, and the line never too long, just pretty steady. And when I talked to people about the next 24, 48, 72 hours, they said, you know what, we're prepared to be patient. We don't think that an answer is going to come tonight, but they did say that there would be a lot of hoping and perhaps even some praying in the days ahead.
It's so important right now for everybody to get down here if you can. If you can't, we understand, but this right here is ball game. It's ball game. Hopefully everybody in the world is really paying attention and understands that it's up to us,
We'll see. I don't expect an answer tonight. I think tomorrow and in the days to come, we're going to pray for a peaceful resolution and wait and see how it goes.
What I really hope for is I hope that everybody understands that this is a process. And no matter who wins the presidency, no matter what happens to the election, right? Who gets voted in, who doesn't get voted in, we're Americans. This is our city, this is our town, this is our state, this is our nation. We will survive.